Halo, ketemu lagi dengan saya Andias. Lanjutkan lagi gamenya. Oke. Masuk ke hotel ya. Hmm.
Hi there, ma'am.
Well, hello. What can I do for you?
I'm looking for a man.
You disappoint me, my dear. For one foolish moment I thought, but never mind. Aren't you going to tell me your name?
George Stobart, ma'am.
How sweet! I once had a stable boy called George. I am Lady Piermont. The common reaction is to kneel and stutter, but it's not obligatory.
A real lady? I mean, you're an honest-to-God aristocrat?
Oh, I don't know about that. Few of my ancestors are honest, not even to God. I can trace my family back to the Normans, but don't let that intimidate you, George. Beneath that impressive pedigree, I'm just flesh and blood. The blood may be blue, but the flesh is the plump beef of old England, so to speak. You appear distracted, George. Is there any way I can help you?
Apa dulu ya?
Would you like to shake my hand, ma'am?
Now, George, there's no need to be so formal.
Loh,
We met as tourists,
bisa
and I
aja.
want to keep it that way, despite the enormous social gulf between us.
Ayolah.
I just couldn't bring myself to use the buzzer on this dear lady.
Ya, tentu saja.
Can you think of any use for this tool, ma'am?
I can think of someone I'd like to use it on.
Does this tissue mean anything to you?
Good God, no!
I just thought the smell might be familiar.
Please, darling, put it away. I'm no shrinking violet, but that object makes me feel quite queasy.
Do you know what this is?
And again,
You tahu
I
lagi.
say it was a clown's nose.
That's right. It was worn as a disguise by a vicious killer.
Good heavens, are you trying to alarm me?
It's true. He uses the name Khan.
I've never heard of the man.
Bentar, ini dulu ya.
I'm looking for a murderer.
Good heavens!
Good
You're a
heavens.
private detective.
That's correct, ma'am.
What's the term you Americans use? It's on the tip of my tongue.
I believe what you're thinking of is Dick.
Precisely.
Did you know there's a gangster out front?
What makes you think he's a gangster?
The Italian suit and the bulge in his pocket?
I know plenty of men with Italian suits and bulges in their pockets. That doesn't necessarily make them gangsters.
Kenalin kamu?
Are you here in Paris on vacation?
No, darling, I'm on holiday. I needed to get away after Algy's funeral.
I didn't
Dia
realize
dari
you were
mana
mourning
tadi?
the loss of a loved one.
I'm not, he was my husband.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
My God, it's him! That's Merlin!
She represented everything I loved about the English. The lady was totally deranged. Merlin? You mean King Arthur's wizard?
Good heavens, no! Monsieur Merlin is a fellow guest.
Did I show you this photograph?
Yes, darling.
I'm sorry to hear about your husband's death.
You wouldn't be if you knew him, my dear. It gave me
What?
the opportunity to take a well-deserved holiday. Daphne suggested a change of scenery. Paris, she said. A wild romance is just what you need to take your mind off the inquest. Well, the closest I came to romance was being wooed by a drunken Breton chef. I must say I was disappointed with his coq au vin. Not at all what I was expecting. I was thinking of cutting my holiday short, packing my bags and heading back to Hempstead. That was until last night.
Apa yang terjadi?
What happened to you last night?
I was stricken, Mr. Stobart. Cupid's arrow has cleft my bosom.
They couldn't really miss.
It was just as I'd always imagined it should be.
Huh.
The intimacy of candlelight, romantic music tinkling across the room, and then a stranger's glance. Those brooding eyes, that suave manner, those tight trousers. He was the man I'd been waiting for all my life.
I'm glad he finally turned up after all these years.
Ah, but it wasn't to be. He was merely toying with my affections. And if I ever catch up with him, he's dead.
The man you know as Merlin is a fake.
What do you mean, sweetie?
He's a murderer. He also uses the name Khan.
I am shocked, Mr. Stewart. Shaken. I took him to be a gentleman, a man of honor. Do you know, I'd rather like to assist you in stitching him up.
When did you last see Merlin?
It was no more than an hour ago. He came downstairs and spoke to that clerk chappie. Something passed hands. I couldn't see what exactly.
A briefcase?
No, smaller than that. A bundle of papers, perhaps. The clerk put it in the hotel safe and Merlin went out.
Are you sure you saw Merlin putting documents in the safe?
Yes, darling, positive.
I wonder what they were.
Obviously something of great importance.
Yeah, I'd sure like to get my hands on whatever it is. I'll bet they had something to do with Plantow's briefcase. Has Merlin returned to the hotel?
No, he hasn't. Are you going to search his room?
Ya,
If I could get in there, I would.
lagi.
Did I show you this photograph?
Yes, darling. He's the man I've been telling you about.
Iya, iya, iya.
That's the man who spurned me.
Did I show you this false nose?
Yes, you did.
I have to go, ma'am.
Oke. Dia main piano lagi. Ini konser. Ah. Terus tahu untuk apa dikasih pilihan begini?
Excuse me, didn't I see your picture in the news? You're that Nobel Prize winner from some unpronounceable Eastern European state.
Yes, that is me, in person.
I don't want to worry you, but have you had any threats on your life? You know, mysterious phone calls, letters made up of headlines cut from the newspaper.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Ibu-ibu itu jago juga main pianonya. Apa dulu ya? Aku tuh suka.
May I shake you by the hand?
Dia nggak akan mau.
I do not shake the hands of imperialist dogs.
Maaf.
Now, that's a real bad attitude problem you've got there.
Lagi.
May I shake you by the hand?
I do not shake.
Now, that's a... Does this goo-smeared tissue mean anything to you?
No, it doesn't.
Have you any idea what this tool might be used for?
I cannot
Ya,
guess.
Would
kenapa?
it mean anything if I told you it was for lifting drain covers?
Such technology fills me with wonder.
Kenapa ini masih dibawa kemana-mana?
What does this clown's nose suggest to you?
In my country, we have no use for clowns.
Emang Anda
I'm
dari
glad to
mana?
hear it.
They were dealt with most severely in the last cultural cleansing.
What about the mimes? Did you get them too?
All gone. Our streets are mine-free.
Sounds like heaven. Do you recognize this man? He calls himself Khan.
Yes, I know this man. Why do you carry his photograph?
I'm a private detective.
Bukan.
This is a photo of Khan, right?
Pastiin.
That is just one of the names by which he is known.
Do you know a guy called Plantow?
I don't know anybody in Paris.
Oh, well, this guy's dead anyhow.
Why do you ask me about dead men?
Iya, jawab
I
aneh.
have seen enough of dead to last me a lifetime.
I'm, sure you have. Have you seen a clown?
I beg your pardon?
The clown. A guy in funny pants. Have you seen him?
My pants are from England. Marks and Spencer. They are a pleasure and a comfort to wear, with much support.
I'm real glad to hear that. You know, it's good to know you Nobel Prize winners are human too.
In my country, the people make do with string and egg cartoons.
For pants?
For everything. Oppression is the mother of ingenuity.
Apa saja?
This is a photo of Khan, right?
That is just
Loh, ada lagi?
What's your interest in Khan?
he is an enemy of my people.
You know he's a killer.
Of course, amongst other things.
Would you help me investigate Khan?
That is not possible. My instructions are to observe. I cannot jeopardize my position as an honored guest of this country's government.
Okay.
This is a photo of...
That is just one.
Thanks for your help.
Goodbye.
Dia nggak terlalu banyak membantu. Oh. Bolehkah aku ambil?
Excusez-moi, monsieur.
What?
You are trying to steal that key, no?
No way. I want some
Apa dia
information.
lepas?
Who are you? The police?
I'm conducting a private investigation.
Ah, I know only too well what you mean. That is one of the drawbacks of the catering business. When people book into an hotel, they leave their morals at home, no?
No. Coba langsung
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
Yes, monsieur.
Hmm.
That man is one of our guests.
What name?
I cannot tell you that.
kan bukan namanya. Sepertinya enggak ya. Tadi apa? Si ibu-ibu tadi bilang?
Do you recognize this red nose?
No, monsieur.
What do you make of this tool?
Stunning, monsieur. I bet you handle it like a professional.
Hey, shake my hand.
I'd rather not, monsieur. I'm still sore from the shock administered by one of the guests. He was secretly concealing an electrical device in the
Dia tahu?
palm of his hand. Practical jokes are so puerile, don't you think?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Oh. Di pemilik toko itu pernah datang ke sini?
What do you make of this tissue?
Do you wish me to dispose of it for you, monsieur?
Hey, no! It could be useful. I'm holding on to this.
As you wish, monsieur. Perhaps you would like a little plastic baggie to keep it in?
Nah, it's fine the way it is.
Sebenarnya ide bagus. Saran dia.
I'm looking for a man who dresses like a clown.
This is a highly respectable hotel, monsieur. There are no clowns here.
If you say so.
Bener kah badut nggak pantas di sini?
Do you know a man named Plantar?
No, monsieur.
I'd like to retrieve something from your safe.
Ah,
Nggak
oui,
diizinin
monsieur.
pasti.
May I see some form of identification?
Like what?
A driving license, perhaps?
I don't drive.
Your passport?
I don't have it with me. I could show you my operation scar.
I'm sorry,
Huh?
monsieur. I must have some form of unique ID.
You won't find a more unique ID than my scar.
I'm sorry. I must insist on a more traditional identification.
Rats. About the key hanging on the hook over
Iya,
there.
boleh aku minta nggak?
Monsieur?
Which room is it for?
Number 21.
Is that room taken?
No. The guests checked out this morning.
I'd like to check into room 21.
That is not possible.
How come? You said it was vacant.
It is reserved for another guest.
Rats.
No, monsieur. Dutch.
Thanks for your help, buddy.
Bisa kah? Nggak butuh kunci pasti. Kita naik dulu ya.
The door was locked.
Iya.
The door was locked.
Itu was locked.
The door was
was
locked.
Semuanya itu kunci. Telepon. Perlukah aku ngabarin Nicole mengupdate?
Bonjour, couleur.
Hi, it's George. I have the address of the killer's hotel.
If you're going to pay him a visit, take care. Remember, that guy's a professional.
Thanks. I'll be fine. No point in phoning that guy again.
Ya terus? Di sini saya ada ingetan deh kalau kita minta tolong sama ibu ini kan, meminta kuncinya.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, George. What can I do for you now?
Tolong,
Would you distract the clerk while I borrow a key?
ya.
Are you asking me to aid you in a criminal act, darling?
Oh
Ya.
no, it's the key to an empty room.
And why, may I ask, do you wish to gain access to an empty room? Do you plan to squat?
No, ma'am.
Scouts on up?
I was never in the Boy Scouts, ma'am.
Oh, you should have been. What were your parents thinking of? It's a fine way for a boy to get licked into shape. Now tell me, why do you want to get into that room?
I'm hoping it's the key to Merlin's room.
Well, how can I refuse? I shouldn't think my feminine charms would be much use in this case, but a good dose of English arrogance might do the trick.
Oh. Oh.
I say, you there, flunky?
Dia di depan.
Oui, madame.
Listen carefully. You do understand English, don't you?
But of course, madame.
Good. I wish to deposit some jewelry for safekeeping.
I understand.
Are you quite certain?
Oh, bien sûr, madame.
Over to you, my dear.
Ambil. Sebentar buku itu.
There was no one registered under the name of Khan,
Mhm.
but the name in the book
Oh.
for room 22 was Merlin.
Merlin. Nama aslinya Mbak? Nggak, itu nama palsu Merlin itu. Benar-benar. Bicarain tadi lagi. Mau bilang makasih dulu.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, George. What can I do for you now?
I got the key.
Nah,
Thanks for your help, ma'am.
dah. Itu doang.
Do you want this key?
No, thank you, darling.
I have to go, ma'am. Hello again.
Hmm.
Do you recognize this key?
No, I do not.
I don't know.
Thanks for your help.
Goodbye.
Saya kasih kunci ke dia.
What now, monsieur?
Ketahuan loh.
Do you recognize this key?
That is the property of the Hotel Ubu.
correct.
May I ask how it found its way from the little hook to your pocket?
Would you believe it was put there by a poltergeist?
No, monsieur. The hotel is regularly serviced by an exorcist. If we had a ghost, Father Fécond would have flushed it out.
Huh?
I suppose you want the key back.
Not spécialement. The room is vacant. Since you are so determined to conduct your little investigation,
Oh,
I won't stop you.
oke. Mungkin dari awal lebih baik kamu berikan aja kunci ke
Thanks for your
saya.
help, buddy.
Nggak perlu minta tolong ibu-ibu itu. Ini aneh sekali. Mana koma nomor 21.
The door was locked. Maybe it wasn't the right room, but this was the right key.
Wah,
There was nothing in the wardrobe apart from a vague, lingering smell of camphor.
tes dulu. TV zaman dulu sekarang.
The cabinet was empty, but it smelt of onions. No kidding, it really did.
Whoa.
If I wanted my shins sticking out of my shoulders, I could have jumped. Mama Stobart didn't raise no suicidal fools, though.
Ini ya kamar aslinya.
The assassin had been too smart to leave incriminating evidence beside his bed.
Kemarin ini kok ada di sini. Nggak tahu. Coba ya.
The bed was freshly made, and the crisp white sheets told me nothing about the killer's habits.
Apa itu? Itu ada sesuatu di dalam kain itu tuh. Ambil.
There was nothing in the pockets of the pants.
Oh, itu celana tuh. Itu apa?
The bed was freshly made, and the
Kang.
assassin had been too smart.
Aku punya firasat buruk. Aku save dulu ya. Oh!
I had the kind of feeling in my stomach that would usually send me running to the bathroom.
Itu mana? Oh. Gue lagi keluar jendela gitu. Nggak sempat ya kalau keluar jendela. Celana baju itu masih dipakai. Oh. Oh, dia ganti celana. Dia belum balik sejak pengeboman itu. Belum balik ke hotel lagi. Ya saja.
I couldn't believe my luck when I found 2 items in the pockets of the pants. The first was an ordinary matchbook. No matches, no clues. The second was a pass card which read, Thomas Merlin, Gruber Electronics Corporation. There was nothing else in the pockets of the killer's pants.
Terus kita bawa. Oh. Mana sekarang? Kita bicarakan
Hello
apa
again.
yang bawa Jaku datang?
Do you recognize this card?
No, I do not.
Does the name on this matchbook mean anything to you?
Indeed, it does. For Alamut was the home of the old man of the mountains. You do not know him?
No, I don't. Tell me again about Alamut.
It is the home of the old man of the mountains.
Tell me again about Alamut.
It is the home of the old man of the mountains.
Kamu
Thanks for your help.
Goodbye.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, George. What can I do for you now?
I found this matchbook in Merlin's bedroom.
It came from the Club Alamut. It might be useful to find out if that club is in Paris, George.
aha. Sekarang kita ke
I
Club.
found this matchbook in Merlin's bedroom.
It came from the Club Alamut. It might be useful to find out if that club is in Paris, George.
Misalkan ke polisi nggak akan
I
mau ya
found this
mungkin.
pass in Merlin's room.
So, that deceitful little man is passing himself off as an electrician, is he?
Uh-huh. This guy probably has 1,000,000 faces. Would you like to keep Merlin's pass as a memento?
No, darling. My broken heart is reminder enough.
Would you like to keep Merlin's...
No, darling.
I found this match...
It came from the club. It might be useful.
Udah.
I have to go, ma'am.
Dia pegal tangannya ya. Gantian waktu seharian.
What now, monsieur?
Does this pass mean anything to you?
That is Monsieur Merlin's property.
That's right. Merlin the murderer. I want to see what he's left in your safe.
Impossible. I cannot betray his confidence, no matter what you say he's done.
You're making a big mistake.
Maybe I can live with that.
Wow. Parah banget nih orang.
Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
No, monsieur.
Thanks for your help, buddy.
What?
Just a minute, monsieur.
What's your problem?
No problem, if you cooperate.
What do you want?
Just a routine security check. Nothing to worry yourself about.
Oh, well, all right.
Search him, Flap.
You bet.
Hey, knock it off. Get off, you big ape.
Nothing, Guido. Zilch.
Our apologies.
What? I ought to report you to the authorities.
Round here, we are the authorities.
You want I should break his arms?
No. Let him go, Flap.
Bentar. Pikir aku ke klub. Nggak ada. Belum selesai urusan tuh.
Bonjour, couleur.
Hi, it's George. Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Wow, aku harus apa? Mungkin aku belum selesai urusannya di kamar.
The door was locked.
Wah, dikunci sekarang.
The door. The door.
Ya, pakai kunci ya dong. Masa harus aku yang... Bener nggak ya? Ini apa? Untuk lemari sama.
There was nothing in the wardrobe. The assassin had been too smart to leave.
Nggak ada apa-apa sih sana. Kalau keluar tuh masuknya repot lagi. Aku cari teliti sebentar ya.
There was nothing else in the pockets of the killer.
Ya udah nggak ada apa-apa lagi. Maaf ya, buang waktu.
Hello again. This is a photo of Khan, right?
That is just one of the names.
Tell me again about...
It is the home of the old man of...
Do you recognize this...
No, I do not.
Do you recognize...
No.
Thanks for your help.
Goodbye.
Ya, aku kasih foto sekali lagi ke...
What now, monsieur?
Is this Merlin room 22?
I couldn't say. It's a bad likeness.
This photo was taken by one of Europe's most promising photojournalists.
Vraiment? What does he use? A pinhole camera?
Oh,
I've just been manhandled by a gorilla.
Yes. I do not see any signs of a gorilla.
No, not a real
Oh, yang di luar
gorilla. It
tadi.
was a guy who looked like a gorilla. It happened right out front of this building.
iya.
Let me get this quite clear. Are you complaining or bragging?
I want to know what you're going to do about it. The scrawny one has a gun.
I suggest you contact the police.
Can't you do anything about them?
What goes on in the streets of Paris is hardly my responsibility.
Aren't you concerned that your guests are being intimidated by gangsters?
Mhm.
No one else has complained, monsieur. Did they steal anything from you?
Enggak sih.
Well, no. They didn't find what they were looking for.
What was that?
I don't know. I don't think they did either. Would it make a difference if I told you the guy in the photo was a murderer?
We are accustomed to catering for celebrities, monsieur. Movie stars, politicians, royalty, sporting personalities.
mereka
They
bukan
all
penjahat.
stay here.
Did I show you this photograph?
Yes, you did, monsieur.
Did I show you this photograph?
Yes, you...
Do you recognize this red nose?
No, monsieur.
Thanks for your help, buddy. Hi, ma'am.
Hello,
saya
George.
tersesat.
What can I do for you
Saya bingung
now?
lagi, Bu.
Did I show you this photograph?
Yes, darling.
Would you like to keep Merlin's pass?
No, darling. My broker...
I showed the pass to the clerk, hoping he'd give me Merlin's papers. But he wouldn't buy it. He's too scared.
I'll give him something to be scared of. Follow me, George!
Oh, ibu ini membantu sekali.
Did you place a package from Merlin in the hotel safe?
I did, madame.
And did my friend here show you Merlin's identification?
Indeed he did, but
What's the problem?
he isn't Merlin.
A mere academic detail. Give him the package.
But that is against the law.
I happen to be a justice of the peace, you silly man. I am the law. If he tries anything, shoot him, George.
My pleasure, Lady Piermont.
One moment, please.
You know, I haven't enjoyed myself this much since Greenham Common.
I don't know what I would have done without you, Lady Piermont.
Iya, membantu sekali.
Voilà, monsieur. Le manuscrit de Monsieur Merlin.
Oke.
Thanks.
How satisfying. An Anglo-American alliance that actually worked.
The clerk had given me a tightly rolled sheet of parchment. I decided not to unroll it until I was safely back in Nico's apartment.
Nih. Saya ingat sekali yang satu ini. Kalau aku bawa keluar kain itu, dan dua orang bandit di luar memeriksa dan mengetahuinya, saya bawa kain itu, saya akan mati. Saya sih ya mau coba melihatnya sekali lagi. Udah di save kan? Ya kita lihat.
Hold it right there. Search him again, Black.
Is this what you're after, Guido?
See, that's it.
I can explain everything. Well, almost everything.
Too late. You're on your way to feed the fishes.
I'm allergic to fish. I break out in blotches when I eat tuna.
Let's go.
Sometimes later. Parah. Dan aku ingat caranya gimana.
The door was locked.
Oh, ini repot ya. Yo, kamu bisa buka sendiri, jangan aku aja. Wah. Orang dulu tuh gimana ya maininnya pertama kali mengetahui caranya. Nih, ada dua sini kan.
If I wanted my shins sticking out of my shoulders, I could have jumped. Mama Snowbar didn't raise no suicidal children, so...
Nah. Mana tadi? Oh iya. Saya... Oh, sebentar. Sebelum saya buang ke... Saya mau membicarakan hal itu ke 3 orang di sini.
Hello again. Have you ever seen this old manuscript before? You know what it is, don't you?
You are in great danger. Put the manuscript back and leave here.
What's
Wow.
going on?
I can say no more.
Why is this manuscript so important?
I cannot say.
Thanks for your help.
Goodbye.
Bahkan aku diperingatkan. Ini orang ini tahu banyak ya.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, George. What can I do for you now?
This is what Merlin was so keen to hide.
Really? Well, that fuss for a sample of wallpaper.
It's some kind of manuscript, and it looks to be very old.
If I was you, I'd keep it well out of sight until you're clear of this place.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I could roll it up and put it down my pants.
No, that wouldn't do at all. You'd attract far too much attention.
That gangster I told you about? He went through my pockets just now.
Good heavens! One never knows what to expect in foreign parts. Thank you for the warning, young man. I shall hide my credit cards in my underwear.
Thanks for helping me get the manuscript, Lady Piermont.
Any time, my dear.
I have to go.
Wanita ini udah berjasa sekali. Kamu kayak nggak peduli. Kamu menghalangi.
What now, monsieur?
Do you want this manuscript back?
After all the fuss it caused? No, you keep it.
Dia udah nggak peduli lagi.
Do you want this manuscript back?
After all the...
Thanks for your help, buddy.
Yap. Nih,
The door was
ini
locked.
tadi udah. Oke, kita buang.
I knew this was no way to truly reach a manuscript, but I couldn't let it fall into the hands of the dudes waiting outside.
Nah, dengan begini, saya keluar dari hotel ini aman. Dan tinggal mengambil. Mudah-mudahan nggak ada yang ngambil ya, nggak ada orang lewat. Saya tahu nggak akan ada orang lewat. Emang ada cara lain ya selain itu? Masuk dia nggak perlu sampai keluar pinggir tembok, jatuhin aja dari jendela. Udah keluar. Apa?
Hold it right there. Search him
Apa?
again, Flat.
Ya, kamu nggak akan menemukan apa-apa.
Nothing, Guido.
Okay, let him go.
Dua orang ini, saya tuntut kalian. Itu dia. Diambil
If the
otomatis.
manuscript was what Flap and Guido were after, they were going to be disappointed. I couldn't wait to get back to Nico's apartment and check
Yep.
it out.
Otomatis. Nggak perlu klik-klak menuju apartemennya.
You're just not going to believe what I've found.
Ya, kemajuan pesat loh.
It's not another part of the clown's costume, is it?
Oh enggak, bukan. Ya, datangnya dari kostum badut itu sih.
It's a medieval manuscript. Khan left it in the safe at the U-Boo.
It's incredible. Is this what he took from Plantark?
It could be, which means it's worth enough to kill for.
Look there, two guys on the same horse.
Oh, yeah. Maybe they couldn't afford one each. What of it?
Have you ever heard of the Knights Templar? Their official seal was an image of two knights sharing a horse.
Wah, aku belum selesai lihat ya.
Whatever this manuscript means, it's connected with the Templars.
How come you know about these knights?
I learned about them while writing an article on the Crusades.
Udah bicara.
This guy, named Eustachian, arrived one day at the court of King of Jerusalem. He offered to protect the Christian pilgrims from the displaced Muslim armies. The king would be able to guarantee safe transit to Christians in the Holy Land. Safer journeys meant more pilgrims, and pilgrims meant trade and wealth. The Templars proved invaluable to the king as a mercenary army. It was said that they never asked how many the enemy numbered, just where they were. And as the years went by, the Templars grew in wealth and numbers. They were so rich, even kings came to them for loans. But at the height of their power, they fell foul of the King of France. He rounded them up and turned them over to the Inquisition. Thousands of Templars were subject to torture and confessed to heresy. Of course, at the hands of the Inquisition, there wasn't much they wouldn't confess to. The last Grand Master Jacques de Molay was burned alive. But the treasure of the Knights Templar was never found.
Oke. Intinya, ini mengarah ke harta karun.
Jeez. So the treasure is hidden, waiting to be discovered?
If there ever was a treasure, it's been lost for 600 years. Anyway, we're supposed to be investigating a serial killer, not a medieval treasure trove.
But maybe that's what the clown and his accomplices are after. Maybe this manuscript is the key.
You'd better leave it here for safekeeping. Think about it, Josh. One guy's already died for it, as you said yourself. Besides, that parchment is fragile.
Okay, I'm convinced. You keep hold of it. I found this in the killer's room.
What is it, a credit card?
ID, Thomas Merlin, of the Gruber Electronics Corporation.
Never heard of him, or the company.
I found this matchbook in the killer's hotel room. It's from the Club Alamut.
Never heard of it. Is there anything written inside it?
No, what were you expecting?
If this was a movie, there'd be a clue, a name or an address. That's no use. There aren't even any matches in it.
Oh well, I'll keep it as a souvenir. Let's take another look at the manuscript.
Let's face it, we need help, George. Someone who knows about these things.
Who do you suggest? Indiana Jones?
I know
Tahu
a guy
aja.
who specializes in medieval studies.
Udah
His
mereka
name
tahu
is
Indiana
Lobino.
Jones.
Huh. Some stuffy old fossil who gets horny over ancient relics, I suppose.
Far from it. Andre isn't the stereotypical professor you have in mind.
Where can I find this Lobino guy?
At the Kroon Museum. I'll give you the address.
There's a woman looking at her reflection in a mirror, but the reflection has 3 hideous faces.
She reminds me of the wicked queen in Snow White.
She was the one who said mirror, mirror on the wall, wasn't she? She made me cry so much when I was a kid, Mom carried me out of the movie theater.
She didn't frighten me in the least.
Like I said, I was only a kid. I didn't like the crocodile in Peter Pan either. There's a woman looking at, but the reflection has
Sama.
a knight with a crystal ball. Now, there's something written on the scroll beside the knight.
Yes, but it's written in Latin. Per disciplinam mea
Lux.
lux
Lux.
videbis.
By my teachings, you will see the light.
You speak Latin? Where did you learn a trick like that?
A trick? I studied law, okay? I can read Latin.
My,
Yeah.
you're touchy. Tell me that again.
Through my teachings, you will be enlightened.
Huh.
There's a guy working on a loom. He's weaving a carpet or a tapestry.
Or a duvet cover? It's a clue to a place, I reckon. Somewhere famed for weaving and ships.
Where folk live in barrels?
It beats copper boxes.
There's a guy with a sword and a bull.
The only mythological bull I know of is the Minotaur, but he was only half bull.
I don't think I'd like to be half a bull, even if it was the bottom half.
What's that object between them?
It looks like a gem on top of a tripod.
Oh, saya melihat empat benda penting ya. Coba analisa saya sendiri. Ada cermin, bola kristal. Ini apa? Kain mungkin. Ini apa? Permata. Semua itu mengarah satu
There's a
sama
guy
lain.
with a sword. Between them is a... There's a guy working on a loom. The Night Scroll bears a phrase in Latin. Through my teachings, you will be enlightened.
Ini yang paling menarik perhatian dari mereka berdua. Nggak ada yang bisa bicarakan lagi.
Do you want this photograph back?
No, you keep it. I can always make another print.
Maybe I'll check out the Kroon Museum.
Iya.
I'm sure you'll find it useful, George.
Oh, hi.
Hello, my handsome friend.
And somehow,
Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
No, but I can tell you one thing.
apa tuh?
There's no such place as the Club à la Mue in Paris.
Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
No, there's no such place as the Club à la...
Hah?
Can you tell me anything about this security pass?
I can tell it doesn't belong to you.
How come?
Give me some credit. If you're an electrician, I'll eat my antirrhinums.
You're a remarkably talented lady. See you later.
That's right, monsieur. You will.
Mana museumnya? Museum keren. Wow. Oke deh. Saya mau kepak. Saya mau cukup sampai sini dulu. Saya lanjutkan lagi di video berikutnya. Bye bye.